So the day we've finally been waiting for a very, very, very long time, the Carabao Cup final, and we made it to the final as Arsenal. And the game didn't go as expected, especially for Arsenal fans, but it went as expected for the hate watchers, the rival fans, the people who think that our loss will give them happiness. And yes, I'm talking about the hate watchers. They've been waiting since August 2025. They've been waiting for a long time to, find something to laugh about, especially about my team and how we are performing and how we would, go this season and the number of trophies we'd win. We especially I can talk about other fans because from an Arsenal perspective, nobody, especially among us, nobody really thought we would actually go all the way and win the quadruple, let alone win multiple trophies in the same season. We just wanted to take one trophy at a time. And this Carabao Cup final was an opportunity for us to find a way, to get it over the line. The lineups were out. We were good. We were odds on favorite to actually go and win. The first half goes well. We had some good shots. We limited Man City to very few shots. Actually we limited Man City to no shots in the first half. And then when the second half came, it was a very, very poor performance and ended up losing 2-0. They scored within 5 minutes and that was it. It was now about game management till the end. So yes, welcome to God's own goal. It's been a while, and I mean it's been a while since we last, had an episode here. And I think the last one was again, I think a last minute draw versus Wolves. And at that point, I just thought, okay, let me just take a break. Let me just be able to view what people are saying because it was mentally jarring and more or less our results have gone our way, at least in the league, and we are now 9 points clear. And I think from today and the next upcoming episodes, still I can be able to record a video episode. Yeah, I'll be talking about those games one by one, what went on. But I think today is the best time to actually, coming back and speak about this final that we expected to win, but unfortunately, Pep did Pep things, and yeah, we just lost the game. And there's so many emotions that are actually going on in me, but I remember that I am responsible for my own emotions at this point. I can't be able to control football results. I can only hope and pray that the performances that I can be able to see from the team are good enough to help us get it over the line. But I think as fans, we always think, or rather, we know that we know more than the coach. Because here's the thing: let's just start talking about the goalkeeper situation. Of course, we haven't won anything in a long time. Arteta has won a trophy already for us. If you're going to talk about the community shields, that's also something that counts. But he haven't won for a very long time. And the discussion that was going around online is that should we start Kepa, who has been our cup, apart from the Champions League, our cup competition goalkeeper, or should we just start our best team forward because we need to win this and leave sentiments alone? And I was in favor for Kepa starting. I wouldn't just backtrack and say, "Oh no, this is not what we wanted. This is wrong." Nah, nah, nah. Even if you have been active on X mostly, so for those people who follow me on X, they know that I've been very active and I've said that Kepa should have started, and rightfully so. He has earned his place in the team, and since we are expecting players to actually pick up momentum or rather pick up where others aren't, then I think it's fair to say that Kepa starting wasn't really the main issue. Of course, we had late injuries to Eze. Timber wasn't available. Of course, Odegaard was missing for whatever reason. But yeah, that keeper situation was 50-50 because I don't want to say we lost because of him, but he was at fault in maybe the first goal, especially because if he knew he wasn't going to get a hold of the ball when the cross from Mateus Nunes came at the box, at least he could have punched it outside. Maybe they could have gotten a corner, maybe concede from a corner. That's a different story. If he knew he couldn't handle that ball very well, then I'd say should have been there, or maybe made a couple of saves, but he didn't. He got a yellow card. I mean, the writing was on the wall that this guy is on the edge, and his record, especially at Wembley, playing the Carabao Cup in itself, is horrendous. I think out of four finals, he has lost all of them. I think that is three at Chelsea, and now the fourth one. Now he has lost at Arsenal. That's it. I think our best player in the team was Saliba. Apparently, he's now injured. He has withdrawn from the national team, so that's also something that I find it hard to accept. But he was our best player. Gabriel too was good. Hinkapi, after the yellow card, that wasn't a yellow card because the tackle that he took on what's his name, Mateus Nunes, he didn't even touch him, but he got a card. And after that, he wasn't really himself the whole game. He was just playing with the handbrake, to say the least. And Semenyo was having the time of his life playing against him. He even said it on Sky Sports. So Hinkape wasn't really his best performance. But to be honest, Hinkapi has given us some very, very good performances over the past few weeks. So let's just say this is one those let's just hope this is one of those games where he wasn't good enough. Ben White. Oof, Ben White. I don't think Ben White was particularly good, but it is understandable why he will be sold in the season. And when the season ends, I don't think he's able to fit this team anymore. I don't think he's able to, you know, run as fast, maybe make tackles. Even the yellow card he got from tackling Ryan Checky, but because that was because Ryan Checky decided to showboat in the team. I'm like, that was so annoying to see. But yeah, Ben White, yeah, wasn't good enough. But I understand. Injuries have made him slow. Injuries have made him, you know, play a little bit, you know, not as fast, but nah, he still wasn't here. Zubimendi was okay the whole game. I think he defended very well, made some great passes here and there, including Rice, but there wasn't really much, especially in the second half, there wasn't really much happening in our midfield because our midfield was dead. Because a midfield of Rice, Zubimendi, and Havertz, even on paper, it doesn't even sound right. So that is gone. I can just say comfortably that wasn't working. Now, our front line. We've had issues with our front line, by the way. I think half of this season, if not the whole season. Our front line has not been performing at its best level yet. And I say this because Saka wasn't good enough. I don't know why he played the whole 90. And I'll ask a question. What does Gyökeres even do in the game? Doesn't hold up play, doesn't win his duels, doesn't take shots, doesn't do anything. Doesn't hold up the ball up well, doesn't make a great pass, doesn't do anything, especially against these, big teams that you won't get any space. Because tell me, Why is a defensive partnership of Nathan Ake and Abdukadir Kusanov? By the way, Kusanov is a really good defender. I highly rate him. Abdukadir Kusanov giving this guy stress. Trossard wasn't also good enough. Even the ones that came from the bench, Martinelli wasn't good enough. Jesus wasn't good enough. Madueke wasn't good enough. Our front line has been suffering this whole season. I don't even understand why. I don't know why our attack just went flat. Post after creating that one chance in the first half where we had like three shots in that same sequence. Havertz had one shot. I think Saka had two shots. There was absolutely nothing we created. I don't know whether we have a creative issue or that's just our front line doesn't even work hard enough. Even our best striker came from the bench and it wasn't even a striker. It was Calafiori. Calafiori came and we were attacking very well. But it was too little too late because after City scored the second goal, and I've said it, they just went into game management mode. They knew that these guys are not going to score even if their life depended on them, on them scoring. Because immediately the second half began, we went 10 men behind the ball. 10. And at some point, even before they scored, you could actually see that this goal is going to come from somewhere. We didn't know where, but we knew. Even I think the players knew that this pressure from City, the way they're moving the ball around, they knew that at some point a gap will open up, they'll take their chance, and they did actually score. Arteta took long to actually make his substitutions. The moment we concede the second goal, that's when he decides, by the way, let me make a sub, Protein Madueke. Then we concede the second goal. He took long. Why didn't Max Doman actually come and play? Because you're losing a game, it's fine. Bring him and make, a difference. Why did Saka have to play the whole 90? Why was Gyökeres on the pitch or in the second half? Why was he in the pitch? Why was he still playing in a game that we needed to win and we had an ineffective striker in the team? He was still in the pitch. How the hell did he make it to 90 minutes? I bet he didn't even have a shot on target. I bet he even had a shot to begin with. Let's talk about our set pieces. Oh my god, our set pieces were so bad today. We've been training these things for the whole season. We've been doing them very well in all competitions. And when we need it in the final, when we expected to actually get some, what do you call it, some excitement or some some favors from Rice and Saka, our set pieces were so bad. We had like only one corner that maybe resulted to a shot, and it was an off-target shot. That was it. We've been training for these things. I don't even understand. Of course, I will only maybe say it's just the Carabao Cup. But I have never seen my club win the Carabao Cup. I wasn't even born the last time Arsenal won the Carabao Cup. I didn't even know we ever won the Carabao Cup. Even one of our greatest manager, that is Arsene Wenger, never won that Carabao Cup. That is like our third final, I think. The one we lost with Chelsea 2009. The other one was Birmingham, and then Man City twice. That is our fourth final we lost in the Carabao Cup. We've never won the Carabao Cup in my lifetime. Hmm? And now we have a 2-week international break to sit. We have a 2-week international break that we have to sit on these results. We have to listen to Man United fans and other rival fans, including Chelsea and Spurs fans, whose teams are actually doing quite poorly. And I'll address that on another episode, talking about how the EPL is going and how Spurs should get relegated. That's also a point, not talking point. But still, there's a lot that is happening with this team. I don't know whether we're going to lose momentum just because of this loss. I don't know whether it matters to them. But for us fans, it's tough. It's really tough. It's really, 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 really tough.